What's up, YouTube? It's your boy TDLDSO here, and today I will be showing you guys my journey through Conan Exiles. And before we get into it, I do want to say one thing. I want to say that I had lost the footage of day 1 through 4, so hopefully you guys will get a better understanding of why it's starting so late. Is that I had lost the footage for it, sadly. So we're gonna be starting from day 4 and going up. Now, I can say that the timeline is pretty messed up, but honestly, it doesn't even matter, you know? And that we hit 204 subscribers. 204, I know that's not a lot. I know it's not a lot. But also, I'm a small creator, so that's a blessing to me. And I appreciate you guys for all subscribing. I truly appreciate it. Something that I really love about this is that I can be me. I can enjoy myself, play the games I want to play. You know, I've gained 83 subscribers in the past 66 days. Now for me, that's huge. Based off of one video I made not too long ago that you guys loved. You guys loved that video. You guys absolutely loved it. You guys commented on it. It hit 60,000 views in the past 28 days. In the past month alone, with 498 watch hours, with 102K views on one video. I truly appreciate you guys for that. You guys have truly made it worth it to continue doing this. Truly, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Now I know I'm rambling on, you know, you guys don't want to hear me sit here and pour out my heart of how much I made in the past month. I know that you guys are not here for that. But here, I will break down my goals and things that I wanted to accomplish while playing these days in Conan Exiles. So first up, I wanted to at least kill 3 mini bosses and 2 main bosses. That was the goal from the very beginning, was to take out 3 mini bosses and 2 main bosses from the story. And those 2 bosses were harder than I thought. I mean, yes, it may look easy for you guys, but for me at the time, it was a lot. Had to go from being extremely weak to being extremely powerful, you know. But you guys are seeing this footage right here, and you guys are like, oh, look, he's well off. Look at his weapons. It took me 3 to 4 weeks to make this video. 3 to 4 weeks. So I would appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe. It'll truly help us out a lot here, you know. I edit all these videos by myself. I'm learning kind of as I go, you know. I can say that editing and making this video, choosing all the soundtracks and everything for this video, it was a blast, you know, because I had something to work towards. People in the comments saying that I can do this, I just got to keep pushing. Those people that say things like that, I truly appreciate you guys, you know. And I know that I'm spending half the video just expressing a lot of things, but I feel like this is the video that can reach a lot of people. Now, I do want to say this video is pretty long, so sit back, enjoy it. If you guys need to, just play it in the background if you have to. Play it in the background, listen to it. I'll be breaking everything down day by day. I'll be telling all the details and everything that I wanted to accomplish in that day. You know, this video is an hour long. This is the movie length, you know, it's movie length. So this right here is not supposed to be watched in one sitting. You know, come watch probably the first 10 minutes. Come back, come watch 30 minutes after, you know. Come back, you can always come back and have a nice little Conan video to watch. You know, come back. It's not made for one sitting. If you want to do that, hey, you're more than welcome. But this video was mainly for those who like to work or who just like to watch video games at that. So without further ado, here you are, Conan Exiles. Day 1 through 4, I started off with locating where I wanted to settle down, put my base. So I started off by getting plant fiber, stone and stuff to upgrade my base. You know, this day was just really finishing my base, just getting everything ready. You know, nice for when I come back from long adventures or coming from long distance. I really use this day to really establish that and have a nice base. I struggled a bit with some of the base building because I am not too familiar with it. So day 5, I decided to go and learn the combat a bit. You know, I had killed a few enemies and got this nice little hammer that does a lot of damage. I mean, the hitbox is not perfect, but it's enough. Day 6, I had got a new weapon. I'm just trying every type of weapon, trying to get the feel of it, you know, trying to learn the combat, just trying to see what weapons do what and what weapon I will primarily focus on using throughout the game. So this is what you see here. Day 7, I prioritize catching a Thrall for the first time and just getting a feel for getting an ally. I got him to the base, but there was one problem. I didn't know how to make him start taming. So I'm gonna be honest, I looked it up and it was something called gruel. You know, I already had something called enhanced gruel, so I threw it in there and also learned the recipe for it, which is plant fiber and seeds. Day 8 through 10, I prioritized just fighting and getting as much loot as I could for days to come. Day 11 through 12, I couldn't really trust myself anymore without any heals, so I learned that aloe leaves and aloe seeds can be used to create potions and bandages in order to heal yourself in tough situations that I keep finding myself in. Is that I also just saw a camp up there, so I was like, you know what, why not? Just went back to grinding, almost fell here, grabbed onto the ledge, realized if you grab on at the last possible moment, you will survive. And I didn't really understand that, so I just went with it. Continuing on, I seen a floating body. Now I should have took this as a sign to get out of there. Because why? Well, because again, I got too greedy. Way too greedy. In fact, so greedy that I thought I could take these two guys on. I should have took that body as a sign to go, because I died. I legit died. Ran into a tiger. Fought this guy, you know, Hyborian Fighter 1. Wasn't that hard. You know, just pretty easy, pretty simple. Got all my stuff back. Was just ready to head home at this point. From on, I ran home. I just ran home. I don't know why, but I thought it'd be funny to just have a cinematic mode of me just running down the beach. The next day, my Thrall was done, and I wanted to figure out where I was gonna place him. So I just placed him, and he spawned by just being almost completely dead. Continuing, I gave him some armor, so all I had to do was level him up, and that's what I did. We went, fought some hyenas. There was an alligator. We fought him just to level him up, get him up so I could start taking him out to places and helping me advance and get better. And furthermore, we just wiped out a base. You know, I'm just checking out the loot. Anything I don't want, I give to him. You know, we clear it. I find okay-ish loot. I guess the loot was nice, you know, cool, nice little cosmetics. Sorry. Fought a really hard sorcerer. This is my first encounter with a sorcerer, and at that, this is a master of the dead. Zaris, master of the dead. Took him out pretty easily though. Master of death, you know, took him out pretty easily. You get it? You get it? No? No, okay. Once I got home, just went and just added a lot of the things I got from the raid, ending that day. You know, the next day, I just wanted to explore, and then I ran around this NPC, or soon-to-be Thrall, that had very tempting dialogue, and I knew that they were fighting, so I let them fight. But eventually they got done, and I was ready to get them. I'm going to let you guys watch this battle. I got tested the blade train, I went home and I made an animal pen. I don't know why. I didn't really know what to do with it yet, but I had got a tip from a friend that I should build an animal pen. So I got right to it. Started building out animal pen. Got wood, got plant fibers, and boom, had enough materials to make an animal pen. One thing that I did have an issue with is where was I going to place this animal pen? But luckily I found the perfect spot, so I just looked into it to see how to tame an animal. The next day, went back to adventuring and just fighting and getting more loot. Just rinse and repeating this thing until I'm strong enough to take on the stronger. So I started off by scouting it, just luring enemies out because I wasn't ready to take on a group yet. So I just lured out a taskmaster, took him out, looted his body, and just did what I had to do. Shot a deer. Don't know why this is in there, but I shot a deer. One of them fell off a ledge. Rip. So just went back to fighting, and one thing that I still didn't understand was to check your surroundings because you don't know who is coming. This guy was another strong enemy, another strong foe that I honestly thought I could take at the time. I don't know why. I think I honestly should have ran. His name is Kruda, the Crusher. And I died. Now, for some reason, my bed got broken. I don't know if it was a bug or anything, but I restarted back in the desert. Had to go all the way, returned home, and I knew I had to go get my stuff as fast as possible. With my tail tucked, I ran and grabbed my stuff and went home as fast as I could. Once I arrived home, I began just decorating my just small little base. Just grabbed everything else I had when I went on that adventure. Something I should realize is that my thrall died, by the way. And one thing was, I failed to realize that I felt so behind. So I just spent this day just getting ready to catch up, to get back. I started by going back to a base and just attacking it, trying out new weapons, which I had attained a spear, just to see how it worked. As you can see, just testing out the mechanics. Now, one thing I didn't know was this does not have a heavy attack, and its hitbox is really bad. But I figured it out furthermore, chucked the spear at her. Headed home with my tail tucked behind my legs because I thought I heard something, and I just straight booked it, just straight ran. I got scared, not even gonna lie to you. Probably the thunder, but I ran home. As I was running back, I remembered, oh, I have a hyena cooking up. Maybe I should check on it, maybe it's done. And I was right. The hyena was done, and I got ready to place him down. Now, something I should have done more was give many of my thralls and pets names, but I never did. I should have. I just took my hyena up to just level up and everything like that. 2 days after, this was day 22, I went into the desert and watched an elephant utterly destroy a tiger. And I wanted no smoke with it. No smoke, nada, nothing. I wanted no smoke, but I saw the opportunity to snag a baby elephant. Probably wouldn't get this chance again. So I grabbed one and ran. Let those two fight because they automatically lock on to one another. Boom. Got it out of there. Home safe. Let's go. Baby elephant. Also saw this opportunity because I saw a lot of baby rhinos in this area. So I was like, you know what? It wouldn't hurt to go and grab one. So I did. I went, saw two. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get both. The biggest mistake was one made me over encumbered and I took a lot of damage and I started to panic. Completely started to panic, and I almost died. Now, I was just happy I made it out. Looked back just in case nothing was chasing me because I almost died. Look, got home, checked my thrall. She was done. Tested the blade was done, and I was ready to take her out. So I did. Took Tess out to just go and upgrade. But by this time, actually did take a long time. So this is actually day 23 of just upgrading, taking tests out, upgrading her. This was not the same day, just to let you know. Just taking her out, upgrading, just fighting some birds, leveling her up. As we traverse this mysterious land, I stumbled upon a snake that I really wanted to fight. Now, something that I should have realized is that I didn't give her any armor. No armor. And I immediately went to fight a snake. Look at her. She has no armor. But she went in there, Black Widowed it, straight in there, and look at me, being scary. But just know, this snake stood no match for me and Tessa. Tessa is her, and she will never die. On foreshadowing. Actually, I almost watched Tessa die. As you can see, her health is repeatedly decreasing. 1%, close call, thank God. So basically what happened, and the reason why I'm standing here and my game is being weird, is because my game actually crashed a little bit before this, and I couldn't locate Tessa. So I looked on my mini-map, and she was there. I actually have this mod installed. As you can see, it's a mod here that modifies everything. That would be linked in the description below if I can get it in there. But Tessa was far, and I had to go get her. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Found Tessa, got her back, got her to follow me, went home. Day 24, I just took this day to organize a bit of my chest. Now, I'm not the neatest, I'm not the cleanest, but I don't like to have a really clunky inventory. I wanted to expand my base the next day, so I did. Started off by gathering some wood, grabbed a couple branches. Started mining stone just for like foundation and walls and things like that. Just wanted to expand. So I started off by getting rid of walls. Just getting rid of walls, looking at the layout, starting off with a bit of foundation and stuff like that. Realized that Conan doesn't work like other games. You actually have to put everything right, because if you don't, your whole building will collapse. In the end, I realized that it wasn't gonna work. The animal pen was right there, it was in the way. I realized it wasn't gonna work, so I just gave up, boarded everything back up, and found a new spot to do it. Now, instead of adding an extra room, I thought about just making a dedicated storage area. An area I could store all of my things, all of my gear, all of my chests, everything. And this worked out to be great later. This was, I think, by far one of the best things I did at base, was to make a dedicated storage area. Furthermore, I added walls, just learning a bit of the ups and downs to the building in the game. Thought about making a door there, but ultimately decided not to. So I got started on the roof. Realized that I have enough material, got the material, and started building. Now, I did stop here because I got confused. I didn't understand what I could do, but eventually I figured it out. Eventually I was like, wait, maybe I could use the 3 corners and just put those walls there. And it worked out perfectly. It worked out better than I thought, and it was done. It was done. It fit just like Cinderella slipper fit. That is exactly how this slope fit to make her the. Day 26. I took Tess out to upgrade just a little bit more, just to get her a bit more juiced and get her a bit more beefy. So I let her fight a hyena. A group of hyenas at that. I felt like one just wasn't enough for her, and maybe she could handle more. And I was right. Now, one thing I could say about Tessa was she was strong, she was real beefy, but her health decreased way too quick. And I realized that that would be a problem. So I was like, in order to really test this out, I have to try to take her into a base and fight. But not before I take out this hyena. Onward, I decided to take this little base on. And it was one of the best things I did, because I got to see what type of damage she could withstand and where she was as a thrall. Tessa was strong, but man, she absorbed damage. Like, damage is what she took. Pause, by the way. Damage is what she took. She took way too much damage. But I'd start off by sniping at this point, just letting Tessa get in there and taking out the competition. Because I felt as if I get in there, I would die. Day 27. My elephant and my rhino had got done cooking up. And I was excited. I was so excited. I was so excited that I couldn't wait to place them down. And I placed them down as fast as I could. But something that I didn't know was that rhinos and white rhinos are two different things. So ultimately, I got rid of them because it couldn't do anything for me. So why keep it? Day 28. I went out to go and farm some hyena skin. But I should have known that I was not ready for this hyena. Because look at the damage. Look at the damage it does to me. Jesus Christ. Jesus chomped me down slowly and almost killed me in the water. Thank God there's no swimming mechanics for animals in this game, because that hyena almost ended me. And by this time, I'm only a level 20. And furthermore, I realized I needed a bit more fighters if I wanted to take some out, let some die. But I realized I needed more fighters. And that's what I did. Got more fighters and took that person home. Ran as fast as I could because that hyena was still there. So I came up with a plan. But I got past it. Realized I needed a stable, and I sat out to make said stable. Built a stable. Now all I needed was some horses. But I sat out to find horses. Found a horse. Put him in a stable. Went back to grind for a little bit longer. Just went back to fight, just to get some more gear and things like that. Got home. My horse was done. And this is the only horse I ever tamed in this whole video. This horse is a trooper. This horse has played a big role in my success. And when I make the big buck, fought some guy named Crude One Blow. Now this guy took forever to knock out, but it happened. Eventually, got him low enough to thankfully secure the knockout. But nonetheless, I sat back out and I wanted to just gather more things, get some more. But you guys know, pulled up in my nice white van, offered these kids some candies, boom, swooped one up right in front of the parents. Parents don't notice, booms, right before the parent noticed, got it. And I saw the golden child. Now this was something I recently learned how to do. You know how there's two legendary enemies right here? Basically, when you bring them two together, they would just fight. And I actually use this a lot to get a lot of legendary weapons. And I get it, it's cheesy and I shouldn't do it. But I'm new to the game. What else you guys want me to do, eh? Okay, I'm learning, so let me learn new ways to get these weapons, man. These things were incredibly strong. There was nothing I could do. So eventually, just enough time given, I got them to the fight. And it all worked out for me in the end. I mean, hey, look at me, unscathed. They're fighting. Cry about it. Now, this is a really kitty cat move, but I was just sitting back, just shooting and observing until it died. And he started to attack my horse. He wanted to attack my horse, but I took this moment to run around and go to the body as it's floating. I don't know why it started floating. And I went, checked the body, and found a legendary weapon, along with some skeleton keys, which helped a lot. Now, this was day 30. I kind of rinsed and repeated this 2 days in a row. Just ran out, came back, let them two fight, gathered the weapons, and it worked out perfectly. Now, you guys should know me by now. Pulled up in my van, pulled up to the rhinos, out for kids of candy. Got them home, just started putting all of my animals in it. Sadly, couldn't fit them all, but got them all. Now, something I didn't notice was that my elephants weren't taming. So I went to go and grab some plant fibers. Day 31. I decided to go and hunt down, I think they were called merchants, and they carried supply materials, which I could really use to upgrade weapons and upgrade my base. Found one, took him out with relatively ease. Wasn't that hard. Got the loot, got out of there. Went back to being toxic. Watching these two fight on day 32 was amazing, because all I had to do was sit back and relax and play the waiting game. Something that I can do. Furthermore, I started to be a pest. Just chip off some damage on it, just to annoy it, just to bother both said animals. But they had a pretty tough fight. Once the elephant finished them off, went back, found some really good loot. On the way back home, went back to another barrier, got some more supply materials, helped me in the future. That's all I really did. The next day, day 33, went back, fought Galileo the Spiritan. When I got home, I realized my thrall had no type of armor, so I gave him some hand-me-downs just to get him started and everything like that. Day 33. All of my tames were done. Every last one of them. Some of them turned out good. Some of them didn't turn out so well. But in the end, some stayed. Some ultimately didn't make it. Now, let's not say the reason. Just know that one over there, that's a white rhinoceros. That's why that one got to stay. The others, I just let them stay simply because I felt generous. So I let them stay. I was just placing them down in odd places in case anything ever happened. I got them all spread out so it could protect my base. The next day, a very, very sad day came upon us. Tessa the Blade and I both died. I went back to retrieve my stuff, but I didn't go alone. I took another thrall with me, and we went back. We ran. I ran half naked, but guess what? I was determined, and you should always be determined, no matter what. You should always stay determined. Remember who you are. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say how afraid I was to run up here. My horse was left up here, and it was just me. Grabbed my things, and I was going to jet out of there. But I realized who they took from me. A very, very good friend of mine, Tessa. And I wasn't gonna let that slide. So furthermore, I just said, forget it. And I ran. I was not staying. Nope, nada. Couldn't. A few days later, day 38, I believe, we stumbled upon a base with an enemy called the Cannibal Brute. Now, from my understanding, this is the strongest the strongest Thrall in the game as of Age of War, as they call it, and I really wanted to take it down. Now, luckily, it was stuck in a loop, and I was able to save it down all the way to I was able to knock him down. But this took a very, very long time, and I realized that I'm not strong enough to even consider taking one of these home with me. So as I tried my best, it stuck, glitched, but she eventually got out, and it didn't end too well for me. I almost had it, I got real greedy, and I eventually died. I was determined, so I grabbed my white rhinoceros, leveled it up, and I just wanted to get my stuff back along with that cannibal brew. Punched the hyena, took him out. On to the next. Now, the rhino and the thrall died, so it was just me. And I was determined to take him out, but then I died again. This time, came down, stealthiest way possible. And I almost watched my horse die, but I was so determined that I had to get my horse, that I took him out, distracted him, almost killed my horse. With a slither of health, I saved him. Me and my horse. And to the end. Picked up some nice little box. Wasn't sure what it was, so I just sat it down and left it. It was nothing for me, so I left it. Nonetheless, I was defeated. So I jetted out of there. My horse with a slither of health. We jetted on out of there. This was a hard day. Lost 2 of them yesterday in one day. I lost a thrall and a white rhino. Why do I keep butchering that word? Rhino. Got home. My greater elephant was done. A greater elephant is an elephant that is bigger than the average. Day 40. I focused on something called journeys. And that's what I did all day. Day 41. I ventured back to the little area to get revenge for how many times they killed me in this place. And so I did. Set out and I played it smart. Got in the base, used the bow. They couldn't stop me anymore. Attacked from a distance as if I was Archer. They couldn't stop me. Every time they got close, took them out with a bow.
one thing I wasn't ready for was it to take me into day 41. So I wrapped this place up and I just focused on this day, just going to base fighting. Just going back near my crib, fighting, capturing some more thralls, doing what I gotta do. That night of day 41, I wanted to capture a sorcerer because I felt magic would be a big part at some point, and that I could really use this person during a time like this. But one thing I failed to realize was sorcerers do not work like regular thralls. They actually are only made for crafting benches. They're made to make your sorcery, I guess, better. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't use sorcery at all this video. I didn't understand how it worked and I didn't know what to do, so I left sorcery alone. And I kind of regret it because I wish I had learned it. But look, if you guys ever want to see sorcery, hit that like button. And I will be sure to make a video on using sorcery magic in the Age of War. Because I heard that before this, it was actually called Conan Exiles, the Age of Sorcery. And that was when the sorcerers and stuff got added into the game. So if you guys want to see that, hit that like button. Day 42. Took my great elephant out and went to go level it up. Just take it out exactly where I used to take Tessa. Take it out, fight a couple birds. These birds give a lot of XP, by the way. And they're really good practice, especially with trying to learn the mechanics of some animals. Like the elephant has really high damage, but attacks really slow, and starting off has really low health. See, because enemies would usually focus on me, to where the elephant would just steam off and come back. That's why I knew I couldn't really use him for combat, because it just wouldn't work out. Day 42, I went back and just completely annihilated this base again. They gave good healing wraps, good war paints and things like that. So I just went and I just grinded here for the next couple days. Day 43. I ran away from death himself. I don't know what the heck that was, but it just started charging at me. But at this point, I was on a mission, so I couldn't go back. And this was the first and last time I've ever seen one. I stumbled upon a city of relic hunters. It's a nice little city at that, you know. I didn't know that there was cities in the game. So I came to check it out, and I thought that this was an enemy stronghold, but they were all peaceful, so I ventured on. I was for some reason getting attacked by the town thugs, and I didn't like them attacking my horse. I really did not enjoy that, so I retaliated. And me retaliating, it just worked out really well. Later, I just stumbled on a bunch of merchants that weren't giving away anything good. They weren't giving away any good foods, any good things to help me, no good armor. They were just simply existing merchants. Didn't find anything I wanted. Stumbled upon a nice, cool looking priest though. That's a nice outfit that priest had on him. But the merchants, as far as the merchants, they didn't have anything I wanted. They all had terrible loot. Tried to bait a rhino into the city and fight it. Now, he ultimately destroyed everybody. Now, I was getting ready to fight, but he was too cool for me and started moonwalking. Close to day 44 approaching, I stumbled upon skulkers and Now, I've been in this area before, but I was here for one purpose, to see what was behind that door. But then I realized it was a cannibal brute there, and I was like, I need him. I need it. Because it's only one, and it's not as strong as all the other ones truly are. So I tried to get out of there. They kept knocking me off my horse. Almost killed me. But luckily, I just ran off. They hit me a few more times. Honestly thought I was going to die. But thankfully, I was able. Got home. A Komodo dragon I don't remember getting. Day 45. I went, got another thrall, took him home. Yeah. Day 46, or the morning of day 46, decided it was time to go get that cannibal brew. This was my one and only chance to finally get one. On the way there, ran into an enemy. This was a little mini boss. Took him out with. I arrived, and I just started off smoothly with a shot, just luring enemies out so I could pick them off one by one. Pulled up on a performer. You know, I don't like men, so I just kept going, man. Just kept going. I don't need no man dancers. I'm all good. But I realized this base was almost cleared, and the fight was almost on. So I decided to not waste any more durability on my weapon. And now, for the fight, I have been working towards Cannibal Brew. Captured the brute. Really long way home. Stumbled upon a rock and a glowing, I think, phantom or a glowing ghost. But this was a long trip home, and I was not ready for it. Finally arrived home. Got there. Forgot that I had thralls already cooking up. Day 48 and 49, I cycled this little area to try and get more armor and more materials. And on the second day, I got lucky, but I struck down. While on my adventures, I stumbled upon a gate, and it was inhabited by a disciple of Sobek. Now, these guys were strong, so I had to lure one out in order to take it out. And as I was fighting it, I realized it dropped terrible loot. Venturing on, I went up to an area with a lot of Vanir, and these guys, no. Tried so hard to abduct the baby wolf because I wanted a wolf. Tried so hard, got it, got stuck on a rock, weaved. But I wasn't done yet. I needed to leave with something, and I decided to take down this cat. Cleared the cabin. The archer had a mental breakdown for some reason though. Getting away from this place, I scaled down the mountain. I figured this was the easiest way to get down, and so I took it. I took the wolf pup home, captured a bear. Was so confused why I had a house cat, but eventually placed down the house cat. Decorated the inside of my base. Just do a lot of paintings and things like that on there. You know, just add a little bit of a homeful touch to it. Day 50. I just gave my Cannibal Brute all the best armor. Again, took the Cannibal Brute where all animals are made, where all warriors are made. Took them through the trials took them everywhere, helped them level up, got them stronger, so we could be the ultimate duo. Nothing will ever happen to us, because we cannot be stopped. Captured a baby jaguar. Sorry, I almost said tiger. Baby jaguar. Now, I will be completely honest. I panicked here. Didn't know what to do. I couldn't get out, but I eventually got out. Got in there, finished the fight. Was afraid my cannibal brute was gonna die, so I threw myself in there with everything I had, never letting it down. Took my cannibal brute in more deeper. Fought a blacksmith. Wasn't hard. He was pretty easy actually. Something light. Destroyed this guy. Just rinse and repeat it throughout the day. Got it to nighttime. Just rinse and repeat it over and over and over to level up my cannibal brute. Just to keep it going, getting stronger. This is the perfect place. These next 5 days, which took me to day 56, I just upgraded, gathered a lot of brimstone, got some steel, and everything like that. Now this was day 56, and I realized I needed to fight a boss, because my time here is almost over. It's day 56, and day 57. I wanted to get some more armor, and I knew some of the best armor in the game comes from elephant hide. So I went, hunted down, fought some elephants, took some down, skinned them, and just rinsed and repeated. I kind of figured I was here, so I might as well just do the cheese again, probably to get a weapon for the cannibal brute. And this actually worked in my favor, because I indeed got that weapon. I indeed got a weapon for the cannibal brute. Baited the elephant, boom, got around. And the weapon I received was a warhammer. Got home ending day 57, and my jaguar and my wolf was done, but my bear captured another thrall. Was actually quick and simple. Made sure that thrall did not die. Took the cannibal brute to fight his first tiger, which turned into a tag team, a doubles match. Ultimately, the tigers were a lot for us to handle, but not too much, and we ended up taking them down with relatively ease. So I was like, you know what, I'm feeling good. Let me heal up and let's go. Stop right here. I'll take over. I saw a Shemite Fighter 3. Couldn't help but to knock him out. Day 60. I felt like I was ready to finally take down a boss. So I did. I proceeded to make my way through a cave system. Lots and lots of spiders. Got trapped because I did not realize it was that much spiders. Legit got trapped and had to fight my way out of the corner. But entirely, the follower kept leveling up, the cannibal brute got stronger, and everything seemed good. It seemed good. Took out all the spiders. It just wasn't too hard. It wasn't as hard. And I felt something was terribly wrong, because how easy the spiders were to take just didn't make any sense to me. Enter the boss room. My cannibal brute is fighting. So I ran out because I realized how strong the boss truly is. So I ran out so my cannibal brute can get full health. And we tried again. This time, cleared out the room, boss is alone. And we engage. eventually all came to an end, and I had to say goodbye to my cannibal brew. It came to an end. So I ran back. Or I felt defeated. I felt it was over and that I wouldn't make it anywhere in this 100 days. I got back, found my loot, but couldn't find the cannibal brew's body anywhere. It just made no sense. It just all seemed lost. I headed home in utter defeat. I felt as if I was gonna give up, but I got home and I quickly put all my elephant hide to use, cause I was gonna get my revenge. This is where I lost track of time, cause I was in that cave a lot longer than I thought. So day 63, I went back to capture another cannibal brute, because this time I was going to take that whole dungeon down, and everything in it was gonna be gone. The cannibal brute fight, knocked it out, knocked it out, simple, and we were out. Called my horse, got out of there, got home, immediately put the cannibal brute in there. Realized again, full. Got the cannibal brute in there. Both of them were done. Both fighters were done and ready to go. So I brought them both out. And honestly, these two came in handy. They really did come in handy. This was the ending of day 66, since I spent a long time at that base. But I had got some honey, and my bear was done and ready to be placed down, never to be used again. This day, I was out for vengeance. I wanted everything, just anger, brushing up my skills, knocking out foes, and I stumbled upon a named archer that I could really use. I have a bunch of fighters, but no archers. So I got an archer. Took the archer home. Wasn't so hard. Just a good ending to day 67. Just a really good ending. Day 68. Went back to clear it one last time. But this time, my cannibal brute was done. And I was ready to take anybody on. Because this one, I was seriously contemplating on going back in there and finishing what I started. But I realized that this cannibal brute is a level 4. The other one was a level 12. But I was too stubborn, way too stubborn, that I went in anyway, because I was too hurt and I was driven by vengeance. And this spider knocked me back into reality. I ran in, but I wasn't here to fight. I actually ran in to see what was in the chest and what was behind the boss. Stumbled upon the chest, panicked, legit panicked, started pressing every key on my keyboard, and I just got stuck and I gave up, but they cleared the way for me and I slipped out. Just spent day 70 just chilling. Day 71. I stumbled upon some devilish dogs that I took out with genuinely ease. I thought these things would be much stronger and much harder, but I was wrong. And those scorpions and everything you see here in this little biome, it was actually pretty easy and didn't really give me no hard time. I mean, yes, I got low, but they didn't really give me a hard time. It was pretty easy. Now these two gave me problems because they just started whipping out moves I have never seen. Furthermore, I stumbled upon this sand desert thingy temple, and I spoke to this guy who was completely bananas. Day 72 was just a lot of going back to where I got my cannibal brute from and was just scouting out the temple, getting ready to take on this boss. So I found my way through, walked into this room called the Dregs, and I watched a sacrifice happen. Now day 73, I went back because now I'm in the temple, just watching ghosts lead the way and showing me the light. Not gonna bore you with the details, so I'm gonna just speed this part up. Just made my way through this place. A lot of puzzles, water, things like that, dregs, the skeletons and stuff like that, until I made it to a room eventually, in the end. Made it to a room I really couldn't figure out, but I made it to a room with a spider. And this spider was by far one of the toughest opponents I've ever faced. Made it to the boss room. Now this boss was the easiest boss I have ever faced in video game history. All you have to do is bait him out, let him jump out, boom, grab your daggers, grab what you needed, and just start attacking. The easiest boss in video game history. killed the boss. But one thing I didn't realize was you had to have skeleton keys. So I rushed back home, got the heck out of there, was not fighting anything in there, just straight booked it, was not staying for nobody. Now day 74 or 75 were both straightforward. Ran home, got some gear, dropped some things off, and ran back to the temple. Just killed everybody here. Probably just speed ran the temple this time, just sped up every fight. Just ran in through there, just did it all, but this time I brought skeleton keys that I had saved from mini bosses prior. Once again, pretty easy boss, but this time his loot was beautiful. Beautiful loot. Just basically rinse and repeated what I did the first time. Just shot, wait for it to jump out, boom, take him out. Just, I can say that the loot was actually pretty good. I like the weapons I had got out of it. Nice bow. This bow came day 76, booked it out of there. Every time I went in the cave, a day would go by and I would notice it because the time displayed on the screen. So I just head back home that day. That's pretty much it. Now I met up with some hybrid monster looking hyena thingy. Now this, in my opinion, is where the game truly started. The game truly started here. This is where the video and everything started to go up. This place. Now I want to take this moment to thank everybody that stayed here for this part of the video. You know, again, be sure to subscribe. Does help it out a lot. You know, try my best out here. But this place was by far my favorite time to play. I came back to this place twice just to redo this all over again. I really enjoyed the loot, the bosses, everything about it was so good. So once again, be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep supporting your boy. First mini boss of this dungeon was other than a Black Panther. And I used to be afraid of these things, but I'm a level 46 now. You know, this is nothing. This is light work. This is nothing. I'm almost done. You know, you already killed one main boss, and I'm on my road to killing my second main boss. So these things are nothing. Now the second main boss was a bit easier than the first one. I mean, it was a gorilla and he was really easy to stagger and keep to the floor and just bleed the whole time. You know, it's pretty cool how they had the guy talking in the background. Pretty creepy at that, but when you're fighting, It's really nothing. It's really simple. Second boss down, or next one to go. Now this one was awesome to fight. It was a bull. This thing was cool. Its moveset, so awesome, so creative. I give props to the people who came up with this, cause it's not too fast and it's not too slow, but the move it has is so you cannot hit it. But the problem I had here was with my throw. He would not get out the mist that was killing him. He would sit there and, she would sit there and just take the damage while I did the main damage to the bull. The bull was strong, but that move right there was broken because you could not get close to it. And me being an idiot, started sniping at it, knowing that again, it's a bull. So when it locks eyes on me, I should have noticed and stopped shooting. But I kept shooting and blah! Paid for it. Karma. But eventually killed it, took it out. Now it was on to the next boss, and this boss was one of the strongest I've ever faced. Now I count this boss as a main boss, and this boss moveset was done really well. Applause. This was done really well, but one thing I did not like is that it staggered really easily. But I could totally understand why. Its moveset was broken. Look how quick it is. So I could totally understand why it staggers easily, but I think it should take a few more hits to stagger. So the people that made Conan, if you're watching this, go ahead and just change it up a little bit so it could be harder. Now honestly right here, I actually got scared because it kept looking down at me and I thought it was going to smite me down or something. But one thing I forgot was to chop up the guy I killed, so I had to come back a second time. Day 78, I kind of just rinse and repeated what I usually do. Just go attack a couple places, grab a couple loot things, and just get there. And that's basically all I did for day 78 going into 79. Day 79, I decided to finally take over this rock base. I thought it was time, so I took it down, and this place was surprisingly easy. I thought this would be harder by the way it looked. Thought it was going to be a lot more people, but I was wrong, and it's okay. But the loot was good. You know, time consuming, getting a couple level ups while I was here. You know, everything went good for day 79. Day 80, I went to go bother a rhinoceros. Just wanted to see, and this was one of the weaker ones, so I took this out with relatively ease. Day 81, murdered a mammoth. I don't know why, but I just wanted to kill a mammoth, and looked up, the mammoth had a lot of health. It was close to an elephant, but bigger, with a sweep moveset. But at the end of the day, it was still too big for its own liking. Killed it. Gone. It's over. Tried to go in the cold. Realized that the drinks and everything I brought did not help. And I couldn't survive the cold. So I turned around when I realized it did not work. And I got the living hell out of there. Because I was not about to die. How quick your health decreases is insane. I stumbled upon these warriors from freaking Asgard. Like, look at their weapons. Like, why are they glowing? It's so cool. But these people, honestly, like, when I say this is the first time I was afraid, I was afraid. But they had good loot. Their loot was so good that I farmed here. I stayed here for, I think, a couple days. You know, just stacked up on loot. Got over encumbered over 100 times for the loot that was here. They had such good loot that I just couldn't help myself but to stay. Saw these really weird wisp or ghost looking skeleton electric thingies. So I sent my throw after it first. When I realized that it wasn't hard, I went and fought one myself. Now let me just say, day 84, these guys were amazing. They were nice and strong. In day 84, when I had got done farming, day 85, I stumbled upon a guy named Braga who just talked about this place. Nonetheless, it took me 2 in-game days to get home, where I was sneak attacked by a jaguar. I don't know why it chose me, but it did. So here's how day 87 started. Started really weird. I got into this cave and realized these guys have some of the best armor in the game, because it increases your health by 40 points. 40 more bonus health added to the headgear, the chest piece, the hand gear, your gauntlets, and even your boots. So imagine that with fully maxed out health, bro. That's broken. You're nearly at 1,000 health as a base player. Day 88, I decided to take on Buccaneer Bay, which it was pretty simple and easy. Wasn't hard at all. Really easy. Now I was having a time until I fought this guy, Black Corsair Elite. This guy single-handedly changed my perspective on the game, because I did not know that there was a such thing as treasure underwater. Like, he had amazing loot, 2 nice legendary swords, bit of potions, with a breathing mask, which shocked me. Went up just to see how it worked. Clearing his base, I took a leap of faith on some Assassin's Creed type things, and I ended up just enjoying the water for a bit. Day 90, I decided to go back and handle this guy once and for all. The ultimate battle. Sadly, it wasn't 100 days, but this is what I've been waiting for. And just like that, folks, my 90 days in Conan Exiles were over.